My name is Lucy. What type of people were convicted of witchcraft at the Salem Witch Trials?
My name is Alison D'Amario. I'm Director of Education at the Salem Witch Museum in Salem, Massachusetts. I think one of the particularly interesting and also sad aspects of the Salem Witch Trials is the kinds of people who were accused. It's very hard to generalize. It wasn't just poor people. Of course, it wasn't just women, as we know. Men were accused as well. But the accusations went from people who were, in fact, on the margins of society, like Sarah Goode and Sarah Osborne, who for several reasons were people that other people could suspect of witchcraft. In the case of Sarah Goode, she was poor. She needed to ask for help from her neighbors, and I think probably muttered things. In the records it says she went away from houses muttering, and that was used against her in court. Sarah Goode was ill. Sarah Osborne was ill, didn't always come to church, and people noticed that. So when the accusations started, human nature being what it is, people looked at Sarah Osborne and said, yeah, she's probably a witch. Most telling, I think, was Tituba, who was a woman of color, came from Barbados, was a slave, and was living in the Paris household. And of course, she would be likely, people being as they are and looking at people who are a little bit different and being suspicious of them, of course, Tituba was one of the first accused. But very quickly, the accusations went to the center of Salem Village society, Rebecca Nurse and Martha Corey, who were members of the church, and not everybody was a member of the church. They were members of the church. They had standing in the community, and for them to be accused was truly shocking, I think, as has been written in many books. For Rebecca Nurse to be accused of witchcraft and then excommunicated from her church was more horrifying to her than being executed. So you cannot generalize. There were men, there were women, there were young, old. The youngest, I think, was 38. The oldest was 80. They came from varying economic backgrounds. So it was really, I guess you could say, across the board, which for our purposes makes it truly interesting. I think at the time it must have been truly horrifying.